Okay, so welcome back, and this is your Backstage Pass number 4. Okay, so I am so glad you're here again. I just am so thankful that you're trusting me to guide you through this, and this pass is all about marketing. Okay, I'm going to teach you a lot of different things that I use for my marketing and ways to get repeat customers, new customers, and also ways that you don't have to bother your family and friends for paint parties, okay? Now, again, since I've been doing this years, I do have family that come to my events from time to time, but I want you to be able to reach out to new people, and using that method that I just taught you a few passes ago, this is going to also kind of speed up the process with some of the strategies that I'm going to give you in the marketing pass today, okay? So again, if you need any of the notes, just check below this video in the description. There are notes for you, the handout for you, and just all the major points that I'm talking about. Also, if there's any exact scripts that I tell you to use or examples of a flyer, I'll also put that in the description in this video. So make sure you check the descriptions of every video so that you can get your handouts. Okay, I'm going to start with first one of my favorite things, one of actually the only things that stuck from my 4-year marketing degree. I have a communication degree and then a minor in psychology. And I went back and got my art certification so I could teach art K through 12. So I technically don't have an art degree. I have more of a kind of a marketing degree. So I love marketing. I feel like marketing is another form of art. And the main thing that I learned from my professors back then, I'm not too old, but when I got my degree, it took me a long time. It took me almost 8 years to get my college degree. So here's the thing, guys. No matter what you're trying in life, keep at it. You'll continually move forward. So you may be thinking, oh my gosh, you're looking online and you're comparing yourself to other people that are further along. Here's the thing. As long as you keep moving forward, you will be exactly where you want to be. Exactly like my degree, okay? I could sit here and go, man, I was a loser. It took me almost 8 years to get it. I was also working a full-time job, trying to pay for my school. It was insane. Taking out student loans, all of this craziness. And it finally got to a point, I got pregnant, and I was like, man, I got to finish this up. And so I was going to school full-time. I was working full-time that last couple of years trying to get it all done. And I actually walked across the stage to get my diploma, and I was 8 months pregnant. I was like, oh my gosh, finally. So yeah, I didn't get my degree until 2006. But here's the thing. I could have easily stopped at any time and said, this is too hard. I'm just going to work full time and that's it. But I am so thankful that I kept doing it, because remember, guys, every small step is going to help you get to your goal. So use these marketing tricks. And the main thing I learned from my professor was, he said, when you are sick and tired of hearing yourself say what you were talking about, paint parties, they are just now hearing it. Okay, I'm going to repeat that again. When you yourself are sick and tired of talking about what you're selling, which is paint parties, they are just now hearing it, okay? So a lot of times I go, oh my gosh, I've said that so many times, or I've talked about that so many times, or I've, sent that flyer so many times. That's why in marketing, you have to remember, guys, they have to see it several times. So for example, if I have a church event, I can't just send a flyer out the week before and they're all going to sign up. No, think about your own personal patterns. This is where I think my psychology degree comes in and helps. Think about your own personal patterns, okay? So you might show up to church and it's 4 weeks out and you're looking at the little brochure, the little flyer that the church gives you, bulletin, is that the word? And then you're reading and you're like, oh, a paint class. Oh, that's December 3rd, whatever, a month out is. And then you might go, huh, that sounds fun. And then the next week you come to church and you're like, that paint class is on there again. Man, that'd be really cool if we did that. Now it's 2 weeks out. Oh my gosh, the paint class. Yeah, we need to sign up for that. Look at the deadline. And now it's a week out. Okay, deadline registration now. That's usually when everybody does it, when the registration deadline. And so as long as you know that, as long as you know part of your business is to, send out those things, all right, whether it's at a restaurant, at a country club, and I'm going to kind of talk a little bit about working with Hostess with that. As long as you know it takes them about 4 to 5 times to see it before they're like, oh yeah, I need to sign up, okay? And for those of y'all that are thinking, oh, I don't really think that's true, how many times, and there's a few of y'all that might be the exception to the rule, but how many times have you seen an email from me, or a course from me, or Paint Party Headquarters, which is going to be opening at soon? The doors are closed now, so don't try it again, but you can get on the wait list. But how many times do you see something from me and you're like, oh, that sounds kind of cool, or I'm not really sure about that Heidi girl, and then I send another one, then you're like, I wonder. And the reason why I know a lot of you are the same way the majority of the world is, it's fine. That's kind of just, it's the way we think. It's the way we react, is we wait until there's a deadline. We wait until the last minute. Think about your kids' lunch money. Think about your kids' fundraising money. Think about your kids' school pictures. How many of y'all, I know I'm very guilty of this, we have, money due for a fundraiser tomorrow. And we, of course, are waiting all the way until tomorrow, till the deadline. We have not turned that in early. We're waiting until the deadline. Oh my gosh, it's got to get done. Let's get it done. Okay, so it's just human nature. And when you think of it like that, and you think of it as, they're not mad at me, or they're not wanting to do this, it's just the way we operate. That's it. It's just the way we operate. So you cannot get your feelings hurt, okay? So our job as somebody who wants to fill our paint party seats, right? We have to send reminders. And this is where Facebook comes in. This is where emails come in. And I'm going to talk a lot about this stuff today. And this is going to be a pretty action-packed marketing pass for you, because marketing, again, is 90% of your business. Now, I know some of y'all don't want to hear that, because you want to think, oh no, it's a painting business. It's all about painting. It's really not. I mean, it is, but it isn't. It's about marketing, and it's about putting an awesome event together so that these ladies can have a great time. So whenever you have this mind shift of what exactly you're creating for these people, then you can, and when you have this mind shift of, okay, it's okay to send them 3 to 4 times to show them so that people sign up, then you start to go, you take the pressure off yourself. But guys, you cannot send one email and go, nobody signed up and I'm a loser and this sucks. Wah, wah. No, marketing doesn't work that way. You can't send one thing and think that they're all going to sign up. It does not work that way. I wish it did. Life would be way easier on our end, wouldn't it? That would be way easier. Okay, so I want to talk about 3 things that are going to help you with your marketing. 3 key things, I believe. So Facebook, number 1, Facebook. Facebook has built my business, and I will tell you more about that, and many other people that I have helped and guided through this process. Number 2, collecting emails as people pay, because I like to teach a profit every party, and I like to teach you how to have payment before you ever walk into the door. So my event on Thursday, there's 42 women I think we're at now, all paid for before I've ever even stepped into the door. That's what I want for you, and that's at a local restaurant. And number 3, how to work with hostesses so that they can communicate to get those seats filled, okay? So I'm gonna go over those 3 things. And remember, it is totally okay to start small. Now, I do parties anywhere from 6 to 10 to 20 to 40 to 120, right? I think my biggest party was 129, but it was a huge party and it was a huge opportunity, and I know God totally gave me that party. I truly believe that God, kind of helps us on our business. However, I feel like He just really knows where we're at. There was one time I walked into a church and I talked to them, the women's leader, and I was having that 5 seconds of courage, and I was like, I'm just going to stop by and see if the women's leader is there. And she immediately said, can you do, she goes, she looked at my business card and she said, can you do 500? And I was like, yes, ma'am, I can. Like, my heart's beating out of my chest. I'm freaking out. I'm like, oh my gosh, 500. I've never done 500, but it's a dream of mine. And she's like, can you do 500? I'm like, yes, ma'am, I can. And so we exchanged information, and then it didn't come through. And as I was adding everything up, for me to do 500 on the budget that she allowed, I would have probably broke even or lost money, because I don't have 500 easels. I don't have 500 aprons. All the things that, you know, I would probably do now without easels, without aprons. But, you know, new in my business, I was like, oh, I have to have it exactly perfect. Remember, I just told y'all on the last pass, I flew to Florida and didn't bring aprons or easels. Nobody cared. It was fine. So remember where you're at. Don't overstretch yourself. But with me saying that, the reason I wanted to tell you that is I don't think God knew I wasn't ready. He knew I wasn't ready for 500 at that time. But always honor where you're at. You know, God talks about, like, you know, if you're good with what you have now, then he's going to reward you with things that you can get in the future. And I know that is not exact scripture, so please don't butcher me. But something about if you're taking care of the little, you know, you're going to get more. And so if you have a party of 10, love on those 10 like crazy. And they're gonna love being there. They're gonna tell their friends, and then your future parties are gonna be more. So number 1, Facebook posting. Number 2, collecting emails and door prizes. And then number 3, working with Hostess. So let's get into number 1, Facebook posting. Okay. Here's the thing about Facebook posting. You do not have to have a business page to do a Facebook post. You could do this on your personal page. Now, in Paint Party Headquarters, which is the online membership I have, I go more into detail on what to do on a business page and all of that good stuff. But for this, for starting a business, for trying to, maybe you have a business and it's not really going where you want, you can't get those seats filled, here's what I want you to do. Here's how my party spun off that first year that I really wanted to make and I was replacing my teacher income, my teacher salary, and I was freaking out. My husband had to get back surgery, which meant his income, he was out of work for several weeks, and his income was low at 60%. And I had to come up with my teacher salary plus what my husband was losing for us to, still pay our bills. And so I was flipping out. And so what I did was I booked as many parties as I could. And the way that it was happening was I would have a party and I would take all these pictures just with my iPhone. I would just take all these pictures, and I have a 7. I don't even have the new fancy 10, which I'm hoping to get very soon. But you just take all these pictures and then make sure you have a lot of fun, smiling pictures. It's more about the experience, not here's the finished artwork. Yes, those are good too. The cute finished artworks are great too, but also just women having fun, okay? Then what you do is post it on your personal page. Thank you so much, and tag the person who hosted the party. Thank you so much for coming. If it's at a church event, thank you so much, blah, 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 church. The paintings turned out wonderful. I'm so glad we got to paint together. Something as simple as that. You post it, then the next time you do a party, you post again. And then let's say you don't have a party for 2 weeks. 3 weeks, 4 weeks. Find one of those pictures that you posted. You posted a bunch. Remember, you posted a ton of them. Find one and then just put like a really cool quote above it or put something fun about it and start doing that almost every other day. And the reason why is we think sometimes that our friends see every post of ours. That is not true. Facebook's algorithms are so crazy and they change every 5 seconds. I'm not lying. They change all the time. So for a post to get a lot of eyes, so if you are posting on your personal page and you're getting 1 or 2 likes, it's because people aren't liking it or they're not seeing it. So in order to get people to see your post, if you're tagging people in your post, because then now their friends are going to see it and they're going to like it. If you're tagging, if you're saying, thank you so much for doing this, not, hey, come to my party, but thank you for coming to my party. That's something you can do. Also, you want to make sure that you say thank you and that you tag those people, and then you want to every day or every other day post a new picture showing a paint party, showing one of your paint parties. And this is so important. And I know at the beginning it's kind of hard. That's why I totally recommend you doing the guinea pig party and getting a bunch of pictures, because people have to see that you're doing it. So if you look at Heidi Easley, my page, you're going to know that painting is involved, right? You're going to go to my photos and you're going to be like, oh my gosh, this girl's obsessed. They know I am teaching paint parties. Like, there's no question. Everybody knows exactly what I do, okay? So that's where you want to get. If this is something you want to really take serious, or maybe you just want to do one a month, that's totally fine, and that's great for a second income. Think, if you do one a month and you do 40 people, let's say you do 40 people at a restaurant. Let's go more conservative. Let's say you do 20 people at a restaurant and you do a wood design times $40. That's $800 in one night before your expenses. And your expenses are going to be probably less than $100. So $700 in one evening. I don't know about you, but that's always good in my book. Always good. So think if you had $700 extra a month just from one party of 20 people. Okay, so let's say 700. Now we're going to times it by 12. That is a nice vacation. $8,400. That is a really nice vacation. That is a really, really nice way to add groceries. We just, been working on our budget, and our grocery bill has gone up to $1,000 a month, and we only have one kid. I'm like, how much can one kid eat? Oh my gosh, those of you that have like boys and a bunch of them, like my mom had 3 sons and 2 daughters. I'm like, how did they ever feed us? I don't get, and here I am drinking Starbucks. That's probably why my grocery bill's high. Yeah, grocery bill's probably high from that. Okay, so Facebook posting. So you want to post every other day a picture that you've done. If you have a bunch of pictures, take, fun smiling pictures. Nobody wants to see sad pictures of people painting. That does not help your business. And then you want to tag. Make sure you tag the person. Number 2, collecting emails from the payment page or the door prizes. And here's the thing, guys. Once you have people at an event, this is so important. When you have people at an event, this is where you want to make sure you have their email. Okay, you can do that 2 ways. When they pay ahead of time through your PayPal link, all you have to do is open up a PayPal, go to Tools, create button, create the button. I always say button weird. Button, and then you're going to put in your event, put in the amount. I recommend, if you're just starting out, do 20. I'd say 30. 30 would be a good price to start. For canvas or wood art, do 35 or even 35 to 40. I usually don't go over 40. And if you need help with any PayPal stuff, PayPal has the best customer service. So you can call them and they will walk you through how to set it up. But the way you want to do that is if they've already signed up, then you want to save their email on a spreadsheet. Okay, so I just open up a Word document. I make it have a little spreadsheet thing, and then I put their name, their email, and then they've paid, and then which one they want, because I do a lot of painter's choice, and I'm going to talk about that too. I told y'all this one is going to be packed, so we're going to do a painter's choice. I don't want to forget that, because that's selling out all my stuff right now. Okay, so after you have that, then you want to save those emails. And then when you get to the event, either ask the restaurant if they want to do a door prize where they, there's so much I want to tell you. I don't want to confuse you. Whenever they want to do a door prize, can y'all tell I really like this stuff? Like, I love marketing, and I love paint parties, and putting them together makes me so happy. Okay, so whenever you get there, you ask the restaurant if they want to do a door prize. Now, here's how you can do a really great door prize. Okay, please don't judge my desktop. No judgment, please. Okay, so door prize contest, okay? So this is just something that I typed up, and then I print it, and I put it in the little Ziploc bag that I give each guest. So it says door prize contest. Number 1, take a photo of yourself or you and your friends painting, or a photo of the painting progress. Number 2, post to Facebook and tag. I put the @ Texas Art and Soul and the @ the Local Goat Distillery, which is the restaurant where I'm teaching the party. Number 3, the person with the most likes at the end of the event wins a gift card to Local Goat to be used at the next visit. Good luck. Now, this is very, very important because not only are you getting people tagging during your event, now you have all those people that have, tagged us and then have also shared on their timeline. Now they're getting likes and then they're checking out Texas Art and Soul and they're asking their friend, where are you at? What are you doing? And especially if you work with a restaurant where you have once a month, the idea is to get a once a month event at a local restaurant. My whole thing is I love doing giant churches, church events, restaurant events, country clubs. I do private homes too, but a lot of mine are restaurants and churches. So if you could get a restaurant that you could just really fill those seats, like a really great environment restaurant, then you could do on their slow night, and then this is the door prize contest. So now all those people were liking the page, which, if you have a business page, that helps. If not, just have them tag you. That's totally fine. And you need to put that on your paper. Have them tag you on your personal page. And then again, now your thread is filled with all of these paint party people. And they're, your friends are going to be like, she's doing some paint parties. And all of that just starts to spread. Now, you can think whatever you want about Facebook. You can think, it's whatever. There is a lot of bad, but there is so much good. Think about the yellow pages back in the day. That is how people advertised. If you look around anywhere, you will see 99% of people like this. This is where they find you. This is where they find you. It's probably where you found me. You were probably online and all of a sudden like, what's going on, and saw one of my things. That's how you find people now, is online. And so if you have all those people posting, then they're liking and sharing, then they're going to be coming back and seeing what's going on. Like, what is this? What's happening? And on your page, it's just going to be like, paint party, paint party. It's just going to really look awesome. So yes, so that is a really great idea. Now, while you have everybody there, if you don't already have their email, then you want to do another door prize. I like to go to Walmart and buy, if it's around Christmas time, I go buy some of the cutest ornaments they have. They're only $2 a piece, and I put tissue paper in a little baggie, and then I pick 2 or 3 different ornaments, and then I say, okay guys, whoever, if I don't have your email, write your email down, and I'm going to pick 2 to 3 people for a door prize. Have them write their email legibly, okay? This is so important. When I first started this business, I had everybody's emails, and I kept thinking, I need these emails, but I don't know why. Like, I just didn't know the first thing about business. I was just like, I'm not really sure what I'm doing, but I feel like in my gut, I know I need to keep these emails. And so I just kept it. I actually had it all written then. I had it written, and then finally I put it into a spreadsheet. And I ended up with almost 700 emails at the time, and I was just like, what do I do with these? I didn't really know how to use them. Well, guys, those are how I fill all of my events now. I use my emails off of it, saving the emails, and then now when I have another local restaurant, guess who gets a flyer 4 weeks out? Guess who gets a flyer 3 weeks out? Guess who gets a flyer 2 weeks out? Those same people. Guess who gets a flyer a few days before the event? Almost sold out. Register today. Those people. Today, they're getting an email that says, we've sold out for Thursday. Here's how you can get on go ahead and pre-register for next month's, because it's a Christmas event and I know it's going to sell out too. So email list is gold, okay? Always, always, always have an opportunity for an email list. If you forgot a door prize and you're like, oh, I need to do this, just, draw a heart or something on the back of one person's thing before they get there, their canvas or their wood, and then just say, hey guys, I'm going to do a door prize. If you go ahead and, put your name and your email over here so I can draw for a door prize, have everybody write their email and then go, okay, you can close your eyes and just pick. And then you can say, okay, this person wins a free ticket to the next event. You could say that. You don't have to have a free ticket. Just say, hey, email me if you want to come to the next event. It's on the house. Or you could, you know, hey, whoever has a heart on the back of their canvas or their wood, whoever has a heart, okay, you win a free ticket for the next event. Just remind me and you get to come for free. Okay, so things like that are so, so valuable, more valuable than you know. Okay, the third thing, working with hostesses, okay? So this is where your business can really, like where you can have a lot of empty seats or you can have all those seats filled. Now, if you are doing private parties, a way to help the hostess get the word out is by saying, if you have 9 painters, you get to paint for free. So especially if somebody is at their own house and, you know, and they're helping kind of set up and they're getting the space ready, you can tell them, hey, you can paint for free as long as there's 9 other people here. And then the hostess, that kind of gets them to go, okay, let me make sure my friends are coming. Again, you want pre-signups. And this again is where marketing comes in. Anytime I'm going to teach at a church, at a private party, at a country club, anytime, I'm always working with somebody to help distribute the information. So what I like to do is when I first talk to somebody, okay, so on the other Backstage Pass, I showed you exactly how to contact a restaurant. Okay, I showed you how to contact a church. So let's say that restaurant messages me back. Here's what you do. Okay, great. Can we meet? I'd love to come see the space and just firm up some details. Great. Usually short and sweet. I go up to the restaurant. It's usually about a 5 to 10 minute, if that. Usually we're just picking dates and seeing the area. Here's what I like to say. Okay, especially for a first venue, when it's the first time I've ever done a venue, my hope is to have at least 10, okay? I'll still go if there's 6, but at least 10, because you want to, the first time you do a venue, sometimes it's not going to be like a straight out of the ballpark, like overwhelming hit. Sometimes it is. Sometimes it is. So you want to pick a spot that people are going to be able to eat and have drinks and just have fun. Then what you want to do is go up there, you talk to them, look at the space, and then just say, okay, great. So in order to make this work, is it possible that you could post on your Facebook page and I'll post on mine and email the people that I have locally? And then you can also ask, is there any way I could bring a painting example and put it, you know, maybe at the counter with a little flyer that says how to register and the date and time? Now that is really key because you want people about a month out to start seeing that. If somebody sees it the night before and they just ate there the night before, they're probably not going to come the next day. But if you could get that painting there 3 to 3.5 weeks before the event, and if the restaurant owner will allow it, that is going to be crucial. Another thing, guys, and I'm not trying to say this mean because I have done this myself. Don't have ugly paintings, okay? You are not trying to teach them crazy techniques unless you're already at that system. But I want you to make a profit every party. I want you to have the fastest way to cash. And to do that, it needs to be something really cute and on trend. All right, and that's where I help people a lot in Paint Party Headquarters. Because if you have, you know, you can have this really cute, you can have a good painting, but if it's not something they go, oh my gosh, I really want that and I want to hang it up. Yes, they're coming for the social experience. Yes, they're coming to have fun with their friends, but they also want to, they'll sign up because it's a cute painting. They might not know they're coming more for the social until they get there and they're laughing and having a good time. But they will come for a cute camper or a trekking tree or, you know, a wanderlust teepee. They're going to come for that kind of stuff. So make sure your thing is really cute. Make sure you're not copywriting anybody's stuff. I have a whole little mini training on Frankensteining your art, how to create new art that's your art by using images of other people's and kind of Frankensteining them together. I have a whole course on my website if you want to take that, and it kind of helps you with the process, because here's the last thing you want to do is take somebody else's art, copyright it, and then get in trouble because you just took somebody else's. We want to do this ethically. We want to do this the right way so that you can be proud when somebody leaves with their art that you know that you created it and now they've created it and had a great time. Okay, so that's kind of how you work with the hostess at a restaurant. Again, it's up to you to create a Facebook event page. You can add them as a co-host, okay? And I showed you earlier in the previous pass how to create a Facebook event. Now that's really important because now you can invite all of your local people through that Facebook event page. So adding the restaurant as a co-host, and then daily popping something in there about, hey, it's almost time, you know, I can't wait to paint this camper with you. Posting a picture or even going live in that Facebook event is very, very helpful. And here's the thing I know about paint parties. Most people sign up the last week to week and a half for the event, unless there are some enticers. Now, we have a wonderful group of ladies that in Paint Party headquarters, and somebody did something so great, and I just have to share with y'all. She said she was having trouble getting people to sign up for her events paid in advance. They would sign up, but they wouldn't pay, and then a lot of people would drop out the last minute. Now, I've had that happen. Every paint party owner has that happen. Here's how she decided to, oh, sun came in. Here's how she decided to try to help that, and it helped so much. She has a vinyl cutter, and she said, if you come in, if you want your name personalized on the camper or whatever it was, if you want your name personalized with the stencil, register by Friday, and I'll have your name ready with the stencil. Almost everybody signed up for that, paid in advance. Okay, before she was having so much trouble. Now they're signing up because they want their stuff personalized. They don't want to have to freehand it, all right? So vinyl monogramming like that would be so, so good. And that's a great way to entice people. If you sign up by a certain date, I would say by 5 days before, and then you know you still have time to get the monograms ready, you have time to get the paint party ready. Okay, so working with Hostess, this is number 3 I'm still talking about. I want to just tell you along with the church. Okay, so if you're doing a church event, some churches are totally fine with women's events, just like they are fine with kids camps, speakers coming in, all of those things. Some churches really love that and thrive on that and really have a great outreach from that. Some churches don't want somebody coming in to do paint parties. That's okay. It is okay. And in Texas, I don't know where you're at, but there are a lot of churches. So if you feel called to teach these at churches, then what I want you to do is first remember, for every 50 that I reach out to, I might get maybe 5 back, okay, that are interested. It's okay. It's a numbers game. So you want to send out those letters like I mentioned in the previous pass. Send out those letters, and it might be 3 weeks. It might be 6 months. It might be, I've had somebody contact me a year later and was like, oh, your business card was in this letter and I just came across it. So I've had several parties from that church just from that business card I had sent a year before. So it's all, a lot of times, you know, the Bible talks about we reap what we sow. You know, what we're putting out there, we're planting, and then sometimes it's a season of harvest. So remember that. You can't just go, I sent everything out and it's been 4 days and this isn't going to work. No, it's a process, guys. It takes time. And you have to think, is this really what I want to do? Is this, you know, something I really want to pursue? I can tell you from personal experience, it is a blast. You know, I've had many things come my way as far as, you know, opportunities and all of that. And I always go back to this because when I'm doing it, I do not feel like I'm working. I just feel like I'm having fun. So you have to know, is it worth it to you? And if it is, plant those seeds. Keep planting them because there will be this season of harvest. And guys, if you start with the guinea pig party and put yourself out there, then you're going to immediately, within 4 weeks, you could have a party and test it out, see how you like it. And just remember, everything doesn't go perfectly the first time. You know, even I forgot the red paint at a kid's birthday party one year, and I felt awful. We were out in the country. Thank goodness she had some red craft paint because it was for a Christmas angel, and the angel was wearing a red dress, and I just totally forgot. So sometimes things happen. It is okay. But let's say you contact the churches. The same thing. You have to talk to the person you're scheduling it with at the time of scheduling. Okay, to make this successful, here's what works. Here's what I recommend. And if we could get it on the calendar at least 4 weeks out. If we could have it on the website at least 4 weeks out where they can register. And most churches have a calendar of events and have the places where they can register online. And then a lot of times the churches will just pay you your part the night of the event or the week after. And that's totally okay. I usually take a deposit first, like a $300 deposit, and then they'll pay the rest of it the night of or a few days after. So guys, it's all about communicating. If you just say, yes, let's do a party, and then a week before, how are signups? That's on you. You have got to check every week. Hey, how are signups going? Here's the link if you want to share again. A week later, hey, just checking on you. I'm getting things ready. I'm so excited. How are signups? Here's the link, and here's an image if you want to post on the page. So it's almost like you're walking them through to get them to market it, to show what you're offering. And again, it's not that anybody's like, oh, that painting's awful. Well, unless your painting is really bad. I'm just kidding. Just kidding. Make sure it's cute. Number one, make sure it's cute. But guys, if you're like, oh my gosh, you know, you're not sending the information, they're busy. Okay. This is, you know, a lot of y'all's second income, or it might be your full-time thing that you're trying to do. It is important that you allow, and it's not that people don't want to come. They're busy. Remember I was telling you about my kids' fundraiser? I wait until the last minute. You probably do too, if you're honest with yourself. 99% of Americans do that, okay? So it's just human nature. So I hope that helps you so much to kind of get over the fear of showing people what you're offering. And when they go there and they love it and then they tag their friends and then you get their emails, the next party's even easier. And then you get their emails and tag their friends and the next party's even easier. So I promise, guys, it's so much fun, but you've got to get the ball rolling. And one thing I left out with the restaurants, when you are posting, we talked about earlier in another Backstage Pass earlier, to post on the buy, sell, trade pages, okay? This is really important for your restaurant events. When I have a restaurant event, I do a painter's choice. I'm going to show you. And this is what has been selling out. Let me find it. Okay, so this is what has been selling out my events, is doing a painter's choice. So what this means, and so here's an example of my event. So I have Texas Art and Soul at Christmas at the Local Goat. It's an event for Thursday, November 15th. So here's the picture, the flyer that I put together. I don't put anything on a flyer that does not matter, okay? So many people word vomit so much information. It takes brain power. It takes calories burned to use the brain power to think about everything you're trying to tell me, okay? So if you're telling me 1,000 things, my brain is like, no, I ain't got time for that. And they are going to do nothing. Okay, so I want you in your marketing to be very, very crystal clear on exactly what you are offering, the date, the time, nothing more, nothing less. Painter's choice, Thursday, November 15th, 6 to 8:30 p.m. It's $40. They know immediately, so it's right here. The Local Goat, it says where it's at in the middle. I have 4 of my designs so that they can do a painter's choice. Register, the date is going to be Thursday, again, November 15th on the bottom, 6 to 8:30. Register in advance by emailing heidi.easley@yahoo.com. So I have a very, 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 very simple flyer that I've posted. So here's my event. So 20 say they're going, 92 say they're interested. As this never is right, okay? So I have already 41 paid for this event. So you cannot take this right here as what is happening. If I was going to think this is what's happening and I did not collect money ahead of time, 2 things could happen. Number one, I could have an overload of people and not have the right supplies because, again, I'm offering 4 choices. Or I could have 40 things ready and 6 show up. And then I've spent all that time getting ready. Here's what I know that I know that I know. If you have people pay in advance, they show up. Very rarely do they cancel, okay? If you don't have them pay in advance, they don't show up. It's just the way it is, all right? So guys, have them pay in advance. So this is my event that I put together, and then I have the PayPal link. Again, if you need help with the PayPal link, call PayPal. They are so friendly and will walk you straight through. Or they can email me, and then I will basically send them this link, okay? So as of last night, only 2 spots left. But I'm actually closing this today because I don't want any more signups because we don't have room. If you have a space that has room, I would still kind of have a limiter just because, you don't want just random walk-ins because it is really, really difficult when you're offering 4 paintings, okay? Here's another little tip. How am I teaching 4 paintings at once? I'm really not. All I do is I provide them when they come in. So I have them sign up, and then on my desktop, I keep a spreadsheet going. So as people sign up, here's what I do. I have local goat, I have their name, their email, they've paid, and which one they want, the truck and tree, the Christmas camper, whatever. Then I have a little blurb. Hey, thank you so much for signing up. Which one would you like to paint? The Christmas camper, the ornament joy, the truck and tree, or the hippo? And then I put this. This is what basically has sold out my events. So Local Goat Distillery only has enough room for 40 spots. We expect to sell out, so if you have friends interested, please send them my way. Then I tell them how to send them, because a lot of times people sign up and their friend says they're coming, but maybe their friend's the one like me that waits till the end of the fundraiser to send the money in. So if I tell them we only have 40 spots, there's space limited, now I tell them here's how your friend needs to sign up. Have them email me at this email address. Also, please arrive a few minutes early to get a seat. This is where we get people there on time. We will be in the distillery part of the Local Goat. It's awesome. And there will be great food and drinks to order when you get there. I recommend coming around 5:45 to get a seat with your friends. Okay, and that's it. Seat with your friends. Thank you so much, Heidi. Now, this does a few things. I could have just had them paid. I could have just brought a bunch of different designs and thought, oh, hopefully I'll have enough of everything. But no, I take that extra step to email them and say, which design do you want? And if your friends want in, here's how many spots we have left, right? So now they're telling their friends, you better get your spot, and now my event's filled. So how do I handle teaching 4 events at once? Here's what I do. I find out which one they want. So how do I know which one they want? So this one's for a different one, but I'm just going to show you. I basically type up the instructions, okay? So number 1, decide the 3 types of colors you want. Paint the background of the teepee. And I put the step-by-step directions on there, okay? So when they come to my party, they are going to get a gallon-sized Ziploc bag. They're going to have a gallon-sized Ziploc bag. They're going to have the 3 paintbrushes they need. They're going to have that paper of instructions, whether it's for the camper, the truck and tree, the joy, or the hippo. They're going to have anything they need. If they need a vinyl stencil with that, they're going to have that. They're going to have the door prize little thing that I told y'all about, the little slip earlier. They will have that in there as well. So when they come in and we check their name off, I grab them a baggie and they can actually grab their piece and start whenever they want, okay? It is a different way than teaching it step by step. Now, does that mean that I just do nothing? No. The entire night, I am circling them like sharks, and I am helping them wherever they need help. By doing it this way, you will find that a lot of people will never even ask you a question. They're just going to follow along, okay? They're just going to go for it and have fun. You'll find that some people ask you a question every single time you circle. It's okay. Be there, help them, guide them, teach them. It's totally fine. But by doing this way, yes, it is a lot. Like, you're not going to stop. Let me just tell you. I just grab me a drink from the bar and I just laugh and have fun the whole time I'm helping everybody. But it will be a nonstop night. However, I would much rather a nonstop night of 40 seats filled than a night where I'm teaching step by step with 4 to 6 people there anytime. Because you're making so much more and it's so much fun. I love teaching 4 paint parties or 4 different ones at a time, especially around the holidays and especially around springtime, and even in the summer it's a good way. Now, the key to making it successful is knowing what people want ahead of time and having their baggie ready. So there is a lot of prep work. And also in their bag, I forgot to tell you, the little clear cups from Walmart. I have that on the supply list. The clear cups with the lids on Walmart. The day of the event, you want to put all the paint in those clear cups and put them in the Ziploc bag. Okay? You still will have your paint table available. You still will have all of that ready so that they can use it as they want. But the main things are all in their bag. You'll actually see people starting to do the door prize without you even saying anything. Then once everybody gets settled, once everybody's in there, they have all their stuff, even if they've started painting, you can go, okay guys, it's 6 o'clock, then do your little intro. And again, in the Paint Party Pass, a couple before is the way I do an intro. So guys, I hope that helps you so much. That has been really a great way to fill events, especially if you're struggling to fill events and you're not sure why. This could be a really great way to help you fill events. One more thing for the marketing. And I told y'all this was going to be a huge Backstage Pass. There's just so much I want to share. And there's so many little fun things you can do to help your marketing. I might share, I don't know if y'all are ready for that. I think I'll share it. I think some of y'all may be ready for this strategy, some of you may not. And before I go into the VIP strategy, I want to tell you one thing about your brand. Okay, so whatever you decide, I want you to show up at your parties in whatever brand you want to be. So some people are, they wear the smock, they have paint all over their smock, and that's how they show up. Okay, some people, maybe they always do a braid in their hair. I do a braid a lot of times, but maybe some people always have like a side braid. Maybe you're the person that always wears the ball cap. You have a certain cap you wear. If you're not sure of how to identify yourself as a brand, check out the Tipsy Artist from Oklahoma. She wears a cowgirl hat and it's got paint all over it, and she's kind of got this style. Well, my personal brand is I always have on some kind of cowboy boot that has fringe on it. Like, I have jeans and cowboy boots on, and I'm always kind of dressed a little nicer. Or I'm dressed in my flannel shirt with some silly t-shirt on with my cowboy boots and my jeans every time. That's kind of like my thing. And usually I'm always wearing this or big earrings and big jewelry. So every time I come to an event, it's almost like they know when I come to a Texas Art and Soul event, it's always set up the same with the white tablecloths, the way I have my designs. It's always set up the same, and I'm always kind of that same person, right? So it doesn't mean you have to wear cowboy boots, okay? Not everybody loves them. If you don't love them, I have no idea why. They're the coolest things ever, especially with fringe. But that's okay. I still love you. But it doesn't mean you have to have that. But what I am saying is don't show up in tennis shoes, okay? If you're setting up for a big event, that's fine. Bring your tennis shoes and then change after. But always kind of like dress for your part. Dress to know that like you're there to do business. And when I'm there and I'm teaching, a ton of people, I want them to know that I'm taking this seriously. It's paint. Yes, I'm going to get paint on these clothes. That's fine. And it happens. So just make sure that when you show up ready for that event. Again, when somebody's looking at your event and they're thinking, oh my gosh, I have a huge fundraiser coming up. Or, oh my gosh, this would be great at my church. If they see somebody wearing a ragtag t-shirt and some jeans and some tennis shoes and it looks like they're going to a garage sale, they're probably not going to be like, yeah, let me pick her. to do this big fundraiser. They're probably not going to be like that. So dress up. I'm not saying, you know, dress, you know, crazy, but kind of just decide, like, you know, am I this person? What feels comfortable to you? What kind of, you know, maybe you want like an alter ego at a paint party. I don't know, you know, whatever it may be, but have some kind of, you know, way that you want to dress for your events. Again, mine's just, you know, good old Texas cowgirl, and I love my boots and my jeans, but again, I'm comfortable, but I'm not dressed like I'm going to a garage sale. They know they are coming to an event. You're going to be, you know, in the eye, you know, giving the examples. You're going to be walking around talking, helping people. So make sure you're doing your brand right, and make sure as you build, again, you know, you might think it's just a 10-person party here or there, but you don't know what it could build into. And you always want to just, you know, they talk about like dressing for the job you want, not the job you have. You know, dress how you want to be seen. And eventually you're going to keep doing that, and it's going to build confidence. And as you build confidence, then you're going to really, really be able to make an impact, because the more parties you do, the more people you're able to show God's love to, the more opportunities that are going to come your way. So take that, I know it sounds weird, like we're talking about dress, but take that, you know, responsibly, and do, you know, make sure you're choosing something. I'm not saying go out and buy a ton of clothes. Some of my best and greatest cowboy boots are ones I've found on sale, and I wear them all the time. They're my favorite. I think I paid 89 bucks for them, and I wear them all the time. And so it doesn't mean I'm saying go out and spend $1,000 on clothes. No, find stuff in your closet that you like, match it up, figure out what you like and you're comfortable with, and then try to, every time you go to a party, kind of have that same image, almost like that's your uniform for your paint parties. And then here is the last thing I want to tell you about marketing. Again, I could talk forever about marketing because it is one of my favorite things, but I want to show you how you can get events pre-sold before it even happened, okay? And here's what I did a few months back, and it was crazy insane. The last thing I'm going to show you about marketing is the VIP, very important painter pass. So this was kind of discovered accidentally. I was having an event in a restaurant, and everybody was just loving it. They were going crazy. They were like, oh my gosh, this is so much fun. I had brought, another marketing tip, I had brought all of my Christmas designs and spring designs, and I posted them, I put them on easels and had them sitting there. So when they registered, all of those were basically there for them to see. And so everybody was immediately already talking about, oh my gosh, I want to do that for Christmas. Oh my gosh, I want to do that one next. Oh my gosh, I love this one. And so there was already this buzz about all the events to come. And so I was talking, my mother-in-law happened to be there, and I was talking to her, and she's like, Heidi, you need to offer some kind of, you know, discount where they can register for the next 3 months. And I thought, oh my gosh, that would be great, you know, because it's already, you're selling one event, but wouldn't that be amazing if I could sell 3 months at once? So what I discovered, out of 26 painters, I decided to, you know, use this buzz, use this excitement. So I just said, oh my gosh, make sure I have your email, because I'm going to send you something tomorrow about a discount for just y'all. I'm going to send y'all an email about that, but I'm going to open it up to y'all tomorrow. So do I have your email? You will not believe, I had people like double and triple checking that their email was on there. And I just said, thank y'all so much for coming. We're doing something super special. Make sure I have your email, because tomorrow I'm going to send you something really cool. Now, I didn't have all the events ready for the next 3 months, but what I did was I picked the dates with the restaurant. So we had all 3 dates. I had November's date, December date, and January date, which usually January is kind of like, you know, a slower month for paint parties because everybody just spent all their money on Christmas, right? So I thought, oh my gosh, wouldn't that be cool to have a January event already sold out? So what I did was I came up with this VIP pass called Very Important Painter. Now you can see the ticket on the screen now. Basically, I just created this in Canva, canva.com, and I created a Thursday, November 15th, a Thursday, December 13th, and a Thursday, January 24th. Now, remember I told you emails are gold? all I did was I sent out an email to all those people and I said, thank you so much for coming. Here's an example of the email. Okay, so it says, and again, emails are gold, VIP. It says VIP pass, only 20 spots available. So whatever spots you have. And I put, the turnout at the restaurant was amazing. We sold out. Over the next 3 months, I have some special projects coming up and wanted to offer a special VIP pass. Again, we only have 20 spots available, so check out the details below to see if you're interested. We will be painting in the distillery, so we will have more room and better lighting. So for $97, you will have a pass for all 3 dates. That's a $23 discount, and we are doing some cool stuff each time. And then all I didn't provide any pictures. I just put the date and event details. So Thursday, November 15th, 6 to 8:30, all about Christmas. 4 different designs to choose from. Wooden truck and tree will be one of them, which was the one they kept saying, oh my gosh, I want to do the truck and tree. And guess what? 30 out of 40 are truck and trees. Thursday, December 13th, Christmas gifts and winter scenes. 4 different options to create the perfect gift. Can you say monogrammed, anyone? Wooden truck and tree will also be offered here in addition to other options. So again, I don't have anything ready yet for December 13th. I just sold them on what I'm going to be offering. And then Thursday, January 24th, Word of the Year and Painted Prayers. This one may be my favorite. And in the past, before, I told you about Painted Prayers, and I also provided you in the description a link to me teaching a painted prayer so you know what I'm talking about. It is so much fun. So this one may be one of my favorites. This is where you tell me a quote, prayer, Bible verse, or even just a word you want to focus on for 2019. And I'll have it ready in vinyl. Using a stencil technique that I will demonstrate, you will have so much fun with this non-stressful but very exciting result. Perfect to hang all year. Then I gave direct steps. Here's how to make it happen. Step 1. Sign up for this pass before they sell out by clicking on the red button. Step 2, check your email Friday for your own printable pass for each event. That's where I gave them this, okay? I just made it in Canva. If you can't make it to an event, you can gift it to someone else or sell it to someone. Just don't sell over the $40, please. We are not scalpers here. Number 3, step 3, bring your pass to the event, although I will already have you marked paid. Remember, I only have room for 20 VIP pass members. Here's how they click to sign up. And then I put just a couple of details about the pass. These are the dates for the pass. If you can't make it to one of the dates, it is your responsibility to either gift the pass or sell it to a friend. There is no refunds on the pass since this is a deal with limited spots. P.S. Check out my website for blogs and other shenanigans. Yes, I want the VIP pass, okay? So guys, this is an email, and I'll provide this in the handout below. But this email, just so y'all can see, out of 26 people that came to that event, 15 of 26 bought the VIP pass. So $97 coming in for 3 events. Yes, I took a small hit on each one, $23 over 3 months. That's not bad. So $97 divided by 3. So I still make $32.33 per pass. $32 each per pass, and I've sold out the next 3 events all the way until January. So maybe you're just now starting an event, or maybe you're trying to get, a spring event happening. Bundle a pass for 2 or bundle a pass for 3. I'm actually going to, on Thursday, I'm going to offer a January bundled pass where they get a discount. So instead of doing $80 if they were to sign up separately, $40 each, I might do both for $65, for example. So get your VIP pass. It's only $65, and you get to come in December and January. So guys, that is another marketing tip that will help you. Again, that's more of an advanced marketing tip, but I just want to remind you the main things, because I know we went over a lot. The main things is posting to your personal page on Facebook Thanking people for coming, showing smiling faces and beautiful paintings, right? That's step number 1. If you don't do anything, make sure you do that. Tag the hostess. Step 2, start collecting emails and giving door prizes. Your emails are gold. That is what will keep you in business, okay? Step 3, working with the hostess or whoever is in charge at the location. That is so, so important because, again, if they're not seeing it 4 to 5 times, an email about it, a flyer about it, nobody's going to sign up, okay? And it is your responsibility. My responsibility as the person wanting to throw this paint party, my responsibility and your responsibility to get the information to them and weekly giving those reminders. And then I gave in a 4th there, doing the 4 parties. So doing the painter's choice with 4 different ones. If you are nervous about that, I get it. Maybe do a painter's choice with 2, okay? But make sure those 2 options are really, really great, on trend, and something people would really want to do. I hope so, so much that you enjoyed this marketing pass. I know it was a lot. Thank you, thank you, thank you if you hung in here till the end. And again, just check the description. I have all the details in the description in that handout as well so that you can make sure you know what you need to do. All right, I'll see you at the next pass.